Defender Adventures 1. Stick with me here while I get some stuff set up. I was rushing just a little bit. If you guys seen maybe in my Facebook post that I do every week to mention the YouTube Live, old Cam Girl is in a competition, a Halloween costume contest that the local laundromat here puts on. Big thank you to them for doing that, but I will drop a link in the description. If you don't care, do me a favor, go in there and vote. Vote B for Cam Girl. She put a lot of effort into trying to win this contest, so hopefully she can pull through. But anyways, let's get into tonight's topic. I do have the laptop set up tonight, so any comments that you guys make, I am hoping to be able to see and react to them live. So I am going to mute this. That way you guys can't hear that. But do me a favor, any of y'all watching on here, please drop a comment and I'll see if I can't see it on here without it going away like we ran into last week. Let me see. I don't know if that's working or not, but anyways, we ain't gonna spend a lot of time goofing around with that. I'm working on it anyways. There it is, live chat. I see it, it's over here. Sweet. So do me a favor, if you're watching, drop me a chat. I wanna see if it stays on here and does not go away. Without further ado, grab you a cold one. Let's get into tonight's topic, which was mistakes were made. Hold on. I had to wet my whistle. But so mistakes were made, right? Hopefully you all have been watching, following along, and you know that we recently come back from a trip on the Southern Trail System of Hatfield McCoy. We stayed at the Ashland Resort and had an absolute amazing time. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the entire series. It is now concluded and done a full review on the trail system and the Ashland Resort. If you guys have not checked that out, go back, watch the series from the beginning, watch it all the way through. I think there's some good information in there. With that being said, also, I would like early in this video to kind of throw this out there to y'all. You guys are the ones that are hopefully watching these videos and watching these lives. And I only learn to get better from you guys. So thank you guys for watching. Do me a favor. If there's something you want to see, if there's something you want to see me do better, please drop it in the comments. You ain't going to hurt my feelings. Criticism is the only way that I'm going to get better at this. So let me know. Let me know what you guys want to see. If you want to see more, I don't know, whatever you're thinking. But anyways, and you might drop in the comments, quit saying anyways, because I do say that a lot. Let's get on into this topic. First of all, the Hatfield McCoy Trail Systems, as you all know, especially if you've watched some of my videos, is one of my favorite places to ride. They do an amazing job of labeling their trail systems. What you see is what you get. When you go to one, you can expect it on all of them. And when we was preparing to go on this trip, I done basically what I know better to do, and that was I did not prepare my routes, right? Now, granted, the folks that went riding with me that you see in the videos that are there with me are an amazing group of people, just like you guys all in the riding community. When we're in the woods, when we're on the trails, that's where we want to be. So the stress is not there. We're just having fun. We're out in the woods, riding, having a good time. I sometimes take it upon myself to think that I need to have the whole day like an itinerary, right? So I know I need to go here, need to see this. This is going to make the trip better. And I put a little bit too much effort into that. Granted, I think it's better to be on a schedule just in case I break down what happened, or you run into a situation to where this is where we're planning on eating and maybe you don't take enough food or meals for the day or whatever, which I don't recommend that either. Like I say, we're talking about mistakes that were made. So my lack of preparedness was not in the aspect of we're going to have a good time. We had an absolute amazing time, and it wasn't the trail's fault. The trails were amazing. It was not the resort's fault. The resort, hands down, top notch, one of the better places to stay. I shouldn't say that, as I don't have a whole lot to compare it to, because every place that I've stayed at the Hatfield McCoy Trail Systems have all been amazing. I'm just saying that their amenities were awesome. You didn't have to go to get anything. Gas was there, food was there, supplies was there. They have a store there, firewood. The cabin we stayed in did not have running water. Bathhouse was across the street. Just hands down, awesome experience. What I'm saying is I used a new app, right? The new Trail by Trail app. Awesome app. No complaints whatsoever. It done what it was supposed to do. I, however, looked at a map, which I got one right here. And I made a reference to this in one of my other videos. When you look at a Hatfield McCoy map, paper map that is, and you look at one of these trail systems, and you're like, okay, well today we're going to ride. We'll just start with the Indian Ridge system. So the resort, you know, is right here in the middle, but just for reference, I'm not going to zoom in. This map, you think you're getting this map, and you're like, well, okay, well, we'll ride here, we'll ride here, we'll ride over in here, we'll do all this. You need to know how far away this stuff actually is. These little trails that are, you know, a couple inches long might take you 20, 30 minutes. And when you're hitting 4 or 5 of them, and then you're like, well, I'm going to ride over here, that might be, I'm not saying that it is, don't hold me to this, but that might be an hour ride over to there. So what I am suggesting, and what I lacked, was know how far you're going. I got up and decided we're going to drive as far west as we can, and then we're going to head back. But yet I planned on seeing some of the major sites and a lunch stop at the Outlaw Bar and Grill, if you'd have seen. I planned on doing that in the later afternoon. Well, I went so far west that wasn't even reasonable. And it didn't even cross my mind. I'm just following along on the map. I'm like, oh yeah, this is, and you get caught up in the scenic stuff and how awesome the trails are that you're like, I just want to keep riding. And it's all amazing. It's great. It's an amazing time, but you just got to realize that if you're wanting to see X, and X, you know, if you're wanting to hit these waypoints along the way, that you kind of do need to hold yourself to a schedule. And normally I do a very good job of that. Normally I can say, I'll set down a couple days before the trip or even a week before the trip, and I'll go through YouTube videos and I'll be like, okay, this is the trail system I'm going to. What do I need to see? So you watch the videos, you're like, okay, well, that's an awesome site, got to go there. That's an awesome site, got to go there, blah, 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 blah. And then you get out the map system and you calculate from where we're staying, how far is this waypoint? And from that waypoint, how far is to the next waypoint? And in between that, is there somewhere we can stop, refuel if you've rode that many miles, get a bite to eat if it's lunchtime? If there's a breakdown along the way, is there a place that I can go quick to get the necessary parts? Do I have them with me? Have I packed enough stuff just in case of this scenario? This is all things that you think is common knowledge, but something that you might just kind of leave out on a trip. So I'm just kind of trying to highlight it and bring it to your attention. So, like I said, we had an amazing time. I have no complaints, other than the fact that when you've seen in the videos, I wanted to go up and hit the dump truck, wanted to make it around to the Outlaw Bar and Grill and stuff like that. And what I wish I would have done is, instead of on Saturday heading so far west and then backtracking, is just go ahead, hit some of them Indian Ridge trails and go up kind of northeast and go around the scenic stuff, the sightseeing stuff, and then come down, eat lunch at the Outlaw Bar and Grill, and then kind of work our way back to the west. And that way I could have kind of timed out how far we was away from the resort and know, okay, well, this is far enough, and let's start working our way back. Did I do that? No. So, mistakes were made. And those mistakes were all on my part. But like I say, it's not a big deal. It's the little things that I try to convey to y'all to let you know this is what happened to me, which didn't interrupt how much fun I had. I had a great time. But it's just the little things that maybe will make your trip just that much more complete. What I should have done, honestly, was right there in the campground, as you've seen in the videos. Sideshow guys were there, Not Done Yet Adventures. Saw them guys getting ready that morning. Should have just honestly been tagged in behind them and rode in with them. Or another big thing you can do is get you a guide, especially if it's down there for like your first time and you don't know what you want to see. Get you a guide. Them guides know the area. That's where they're from. That's what they do. Jump in with one of them guys, and you ain't got to worry. You can just cruise, right? There ain't no stress of watching the map and what time is it here, what time is it there. Ain't got to worry about the group. You're all with them, and they know the area and they know what they're doing. So that's another big option. Sideshow guys, glad to see you on here again. See, I seen the comment, and now on the laptop I can reply back because it didn't go away this time. But there's so much to see in the area, he says, that there's not enough time to see it all, basically, and you have to know where you want to go and do a return trip to see it all. Because you ain't, unless you're there for a long amount of time, there's no way. And if you guys plan on coming back, old Sideshow guys, hit me up, because I will come down and hopefully catch up with you and old Yeller Feller, and maybe we can explore some of that terrain together. There was another YouTuber channel there, motorsports company there, that was staying fairly close to us that I didn't even know about. I should have known when I saw the buggy. He's driving a Expedition with I noticed the buggy. The buggy caught my eye. I'm like, man, look at that Expedition. It's 4-seat Expedition, like long travel kit, like loaded to the max. Got a fancy wrap on it, green, pink, black. Had the whip lights on it. I'm like, that's an awesome unit. And ended up stumbling along Nixon Motorsports and realized after we had already got back that they were just staying a couple cabins down, and they went on a big ride on Saturday, had a group with them. I reached out to them, and just like everybody in this community was like, hey, you should have hit us up. Well, you could have more than happy to let you join in on our group, and you could have went with us, and they saw some awesome sights. And that's what I suggest when you're in these areas. Do your pre-planning, right? if there's specific areas that you're wanting to hit, make sure that you map it out beforehand, and plan for that not happening. And that's what kind of happened with us. I got out so far away from where I was planning on going that it was not a big deal because we're still trail riding and that's what we love to do. Who cares, right? But where I would plan on a lunch stop, we was so far away that we brought some snacks and stuff, but we didn't really bring, enough to kind of fill us up to hold us over to where we was getting. So we kind of, from where we was at, far away from any, let's say, food source, then we hustled back to the resort to get the Hunt Brothers pizza, which was amazing. And it didn't take long because we were starving by the time we got there, but I rushed through the trails a little bit. And when we're on a trip like this, I don't like rushing, right? Because we don't get to do this stuff every weekend. I wish I did, and maybe one day, but not right now. So you spend a lot of time and effort in getting ready for this. You spend a lot of money to get there. And when you're there, you want to make the best of every minute that you're there. So that having to rush through the trails to get back, because I was kind of getting hangry. I was kind of getting, to that, oh man, kind of getting tired and head starting to hurt, and I need to get something in my belly. And it wasn't a big deal, but it takes away from your experience. And we're there, to obviously have the best experience possible. So like I say, just giving you little tips. But once we got back, if you guys follow along in the series, once we did get back and got what is the Snickers commercial? Haven't grabbed a Snickers, because I turned into, a brand new man once I got something in my belly. We was ready to rip again. We went back on the Indian Ridge trails, which is right there at the resort, and may have missed out on some of the best trails that was there for the weekend because I was trying to go out. And see what was out there and explore, and some of the best stuff was right there under our nose. Watch that last video watch the whole series, but the last video where we get into the Indian Ridge system and up and down some of the blue trails, and then get confident to hit a few of the blacks because we're right there by the cabin. If something breaks, no big deal. It ain't too hard to get back. But obviously we don't want to break, but hit a couple black trails that were pretty bananas. And came down one, luckily, that I believe if we was going up it the other way, I'm not sure how that would have turned out. But anyways, we are definitely going to some point in time get back down in that area. And honestly, the Ashland Resort, like I say, top notch. If you're going, definitely check it out. We may stay somewhere else down in that area because there's all kind of other places to stay down in there. And just that way I can bring you guys some other reviews of some other areas. But no complaints with Ashland Resort. I did see too that they put, and a lot of the other Facebook pages have put out, that the 2026 Hatfield-McCoy trail permits are already out. So go ahead and get you one of them. That gives you, a couple more months of riding on it this year. Of course, we already have our 25s, but that's just kind of what I wanted to go through. I do have some bullet points here, but I think I've hit them all pretty good. Like I say, make your waypoints, do like top 5. Do like top 5 things you want to see, write them down. Definitely have an app, a good app that runs, which that Trail by Trail app is still in its beginning phases. They're still working out the bugs, but for what I do with it, it worked amazing. But have you a printed map. Hatfield does an amazing job of printing out them maps and giving them to you just in case your technology would fail. You always got that paper backup. When you're hitting these waypoints too, don't go on a specific time. Don't say, well, I want to be here at 1, I want to be at the next one at 2, I want to be this one at 3. It's good to set that time, but give yourself some time for the unexpected, because we all know when we're out there on those trails, sometimes things don't go as planned. And don't get frustrated. Just make the best. Like I say, I ran into these issues where we didn't make it to where we wanted to make it, but I still had an amazing time. Like, it's what it's about. It's just about being out riding out in the woods and just having a good times, especially with great friends and family. So in closing here, I'm not going to keep this real long tonight. It's about the same time. I usually try to keep these lives around the 20 to 30 minute range in there, because I don't want to take up your guys' whole evening. I know your guys' time is important to you. I just love getting on here and interacting with y'all. Like I say, let me know if there's things that I can improve on. Please put it down in the comments, and I'll work on it as we go on. The Ashland Resort Southern Trail System series has come to an end. We do have some trips planned in the future. They are, so far, the couple that we have planned are after the first of the year. So what's going to happen between now and then, I'm not 100% sure of, but I know we'll get another good adventure in there somewhere. And then obviously we always do some tips and tricks on the Defender. As you can see here, she's back together. I don't know if in some of the videos you've seen her jacked up and the front end was tore apart, but we done some wheel bearings, put an axle in her, just a little, some tech stuff. So look out for the videos of that. We did hit a couple pretty warm days here in November in southeastern Ohio. So we took advantage of that, trying some new technology. Got a GoPro that we've been trying to work with to, like I say, just get better footage, get better things for you guys. So there'll be a couple videos of us testing that out. As we grow, as we keep going, I'm trying my best to keep up with the technology and letting you guys chime in on what you want to see, and hopefully getting you the best experience that I can for the channel. That's kind of where we're at. Just following back on what this episode was about mistakes were made. A little planning in your adventures will make it a lot better. So hopefully you got that out of this video. Learn from my mistakes, right? Learn from what I done wrong. And don't let it frustrate you. You get there and something ain't right, it's not a big deal, right? You're doing what you love to do. So even if you break, who cares? Look where you're at. Just look around, right? You're out, God's beautiful creation, out doing what you love to do. If things ain't going right, take a deep breath. Ain't a big deal. It beats being at work, right? And like our slogan says, I don't bring it up enough. Work harder, adventure harder. Do me a favor, hit the like button. Please keep subscribing. Let me know what you're thinking about these videos and what I can improve on. And as always, we will see you on the next one.